to Nosebleed Seats. I'm the Mad Conservative Crime Fighter. Join me once again, the original recipe, Matt Cage, as we continue on with part 2 of our interview on the 10 most influential people in Central Illinois wrestling. You pretty much had your most successful year last year.
I did.
Tell us, you have got the PWI 500. You got the Dragon Gate. You went from Texas to Minnesota, basically both ends of I-55 almost. Or I-35 is actually more accurate.
I feel that last year was 2000 year. We'll go ahead and put it this way: 2010 was the year that Stella got her groove back, and 2011 was the year that I made a completely new groove. We started the year off, with a series of quality matches. The Iron Man match with the Top Guns. And I was feeling it. Sounds so cocky, but I was in phenomenal shape, crime fighter. I was about 265 pounds of lean muscle. I didn't look it. It's all muscle. I don't weigh 160. Did I say 265?
You said 265.
I'm sorry. I meant to say 165. 165.
Yeah, I was like 265.
No.
Biggest guy Smith.
I'm sorry. 165 of lean muscle. I was, real lean. I was moving real fast. I was really happy with my progression, and I feel that as a wrestler, as a worker, you should always strive to get better. You take any and all advice, even if you don't want to hear it. You take it all, and you see if you can use that advice to make you better. Anyway, we've done myself, Alex Castle, Christian Rose. We accomplished so much last year.
You got villain of the year for the MBS.
I did. We most hated.
Prior year, Golden
Microphone. What award will I win this year? Hopefully something. If I don't win anything, that's no problem. I will Oliver Kane somebody else's award.
Well, it could happen because we're thinking about taking the awards on the road this year. Some of them may be given away in this very ring.
We're not getting glass in the ring. I'll break it outside of the ring if I win anything. But,
well, somebody better warn me if they're going to go using it as a weapon.
I tell you what, if I win anything, you make me 2 awards, 1 to break and 1 to keep.
Well, that's what we ended up doing for the feature presentation, apparently.
But we accomplished a lot, both together and separately, and not only for just myself, but I'm very proud of those two. They've come a long way since any of us first saw them. Alex Castle has dropped somewhere between 30 and 70 pounds. He weighs about 209 pounds today, and is in phenomenal shape. Christian Rose is in phenomenal shape. All 3 of us used to be extremely fat. And then to round up the 4th member of our group, Dan Cannon, has never had an ounce of fat on his body ever. He came out of the womb with an 8-pack.
I never thought Christian Rose was ever fat. He was always skinny.
He was fat, crime fighter. He had this awful singlet and this terrible haircut, and he was fat. And he was fat.
I guess his height masked. I guess because he's a tall guy, he's probably pretty masked his weight a lot, I guess.
Alex Castle was also fat, but last year was a good year for all of us. For me personally, I accomplished a lot of personal goals and a lot of professional goals, and I actually accomplished, off the top of my head, I believe last year I accomplished all the goals that I had set for myself the prior year. And now the only thing that I have to do is accomplish the goals that I set for myself for this year.
Now, you won the Golden Mike Award a couple years ago. What are your tips, advice on cutting a good promo, and how did you get so good at it?
I myself have never believed myself to be a great promo, actually.
But you always had.
But I
went back in 2008, 2007. You had a way with words.
I have a way with words, and I mean, if you can't tell from watching these shows featuring me or listening to my podcast with him, I like to talk. I don't know whether or not if I like to hear my voice. I actually don't, because I will probably watch this show back to hear myself talk and then completely run myself down and tell myself, shut the hell up. I hate the sound of my voice, but I feel if you're cutting a promo, if you're doing it for the live crowd, you have to have the crowd into it. Otherwise, why are you cutting that promo? For me, I like to be entertaining. I feel that I have what we on the streets like to call charisma. But I feel that a lot of people, they try and rip off, people, and I mean, to an extent, you have to model yourself after the people that came before you, because especially at this point, because there isn't really anything original. But for instance, if you look at WWE, Chris Jericho was the first person since Jake the Snake Roberts to do the slow, brooding talk. And slow, not raising his voice. And now every single heel cuts that same promo, which is really annoying.
But now he's not even cutting the promo. He's just showing up.
But I feel that if you do, if you're cutting promos, you have to connect with the crowd. Right now, someone who I feel, where clearly everyone else feels, is standing out and cutting promos, is Christian Rose. He is going out of his way to make himself notice and stand out for Dreamwave, also here at IWA in London. And there's a lot of people that don't feel confident in cutting promos, and they have expressed to me that they would like to get better at it. Now, far be it from me to give anyone advice, but, main thing I would tell anyone is just try and be natural, try and be you, be charismatic, be entertaining, make that happen.
Let's talk about the development of the web show. You have All You Can Eat.
Yes.
You tape pretty much every week, and have done about 47 episodes, 48.
It's come so far. We are almost at the 1 year mark, Primey. Our prestigious, do you understand me?
Yes.
Prestigious web show.
How did this come about, and was it done for the Kentucky Buffet?
It has done a lot for the Kentucky Buffet, actually. It came about, we were in Alex Castle's basement one time, and random discussion of, it was something we were all cracking jokes in the basement, I think, and it was like, people would probably find this funny. We should do a podcast or something. And then he even bought a microphone to do a podcast. And then within a week, it was, we'll do a web show instead. And, when it started, I don't think any of us believed that it would last as long as it has. I thought it was going to be something that, not even so much that, it's like, we'll do it a few weeks, a couple months or whatever, and then we'll get burned out. And now it's just like, we're finding ways to make it entertaining, continuously entertaining. And I know, that actually a large handful of the episodes have actually been pretty wretched, but there's some that we'll film it, it's over, and because we never do more than one take for All You Can Eat, it is always filmed just straight through, which is why a lot of the times if you watch it, we're laughing, or, it's...
Counting the table, cussing up a storm,
Yes.
racking up FCC fines.
You know me, and it is... I am trying so hard to not cuss on your show.
I know.
I'm trying so hard. I have a foul mouth. I am half Italian, okay? But anyway...
Saves me editing work.
I'm trying real hard. You should thank me afterwards. But some of the episodes, we'll film it, we'll sit there and go, that wasn't funny. But it's done. We can't film it again. So that's what you do.
Dress it up and make it better.
We try. But All You Can Eat, it's something, it gets a considerable amount of views. It's not like the most viewed thing in the history of YouTube or anything, but people watch it, people find it funny. We have gotten a lot of attention from it, more than I would have ever imagined, more than Alex Castle would have ever imagined. For that matter, more than anyone else who supports All You Can Eat would probably imagine. And I believe at this point we're probably going to end up continuing All You Can Eat for as long as we can. There's no reason to stop it, I don't think.
And it seems that everybody...
Also, we started ours before Zack Ryder.
Yeah, I was going to say, everybody seems to be doing a web show now.
Yeah, some are good, some are really bad. I don't want to say that we were first, but in this area we were. We are the originators. Not really. Sometimes I don't even watch All You Can Eat.
You have to watch All You Can Eat because you got to put the thing together and clean up the
Actually,
edit.
we don't do that. That goes to our production guy, Michael Long, who gets no credit, a thankless job, and he deserves so much props for not only doing all of the iWow DVDs, the videos, and handles the YouTube page. I mean, he does a lot. So props to Michael. But
you just gave him credit, so now he's getting credit for the first time.
Oh, I give it to him in person. That's a terrible choice of words there. I don't give it to him in person. I give him thanks and props in person.
What are your goals for 2012? Shakira, ROH,
Chikara.
Chikara.
Shakira is the Latin singer whose hips do not lie. ROH is. I think a lot of people feel that ROH is a goal of anyone who's on the indies, but there are some goals that I will share with you, and there are some goals that I will not share with you. But my main goal this year is actually to just achieve upwards movement. Last year I achieved a little bit. I want to achieve more. I want to. We discussed it. IWA Unlimited is my home promotion. I don't want it to be viewed as my home promotion. I would like to go abroad and do things. I would like it. I believe in Japan. I would love to go to Japan. I would love to go to Japan. I would love to wrestle in Europe. I would just love to go to Canada. But when I was trained, I was told by my trainer, and subsequently have been told by various other people that I have done seminars and learned with and had the opportunity and privilege to have as my mentors, specifically Sal Tomaselli. If you ever go to a promotion or a territory, do what you can to make that promotion or territory a better place, and then leave it a better place as you depart.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that I will, if I was to leave IWA Unlimited or whatever, which is viewed as my own promotion, that I would never come back. However, I would like to, if I was to never come back, I would like to leave IWA Unlimited as a place where, for instance, myself, Alex Castle, Danny Cannon, and Christian Rose have been breakout guys for IWA Unlimited. In 2012, I would like to leave in a place where guys like Joey O'Reilly, Cash Morton, a handful of other people would get the same opportunities to just go out there and bust and, steal the show. There are a lot of people who don't like me, and that is fine. I don't care. But the one thing that I am completely guilty of is I want to have the best match on every show I'm on. A lot of times I feel that I fail. Some people tell me that was match of the night. I feel that I've had a terrible match. Just today I received a tweet saying, hey, you had a match that I was just watching that was really good stuff, and it was a match that I hate. It was actually the match that I hurt my shoulder in. I did not hurt my shoulder.
Usually,
someone else hurt my shoulder. But
usually wrestlers will hate the matches they wrestle. Fans really like the matches.
Yes, I hate a large body of my wrestling. And it's, I might watch it, or I'm sorry, I might have the match. Oh, that was good. I'll watch it, completely run it down. But there's one thing.
You're your own hardest critic.
Yes, and you have to be, I feel. If you feel that your match was passable, then
it was
why
a good match.
Why are you trying to have just a passable match? You should be trying to have a great match. And I feel that a lot of people don't like me because I like to go out and steal the show and have the best match. And I like to, carry myself as someone who can have the best match on the show. And I feel that I can back those things up. Even if I do not like my match, I feel that it could be better than someone else's. I don't feel that that's a crime. I feel that a person should have confidence in their abilities or lack thereof and be able to do that. But I would like to achieve upwards movement. I would like to go abroad. I would like to make money. Unlike a lot of people, I did not get into wrestling just to do it as, a couple times a month. This is something I want to make my job now, not for the rest of my life, but I want to live off of wrestling. And I have gone and done a lot of things to make that happen. And I will continue to do those things until I make it happen. And, a lot of people, everyone has their downtime where they get, discouraged and things of that nature. It happens to me all the time. It actually happened to me just recently. But I am far too driven to settle for anything but the best. And I might not be the best, but I will not settle to be second best. And I will work my ass off until I am the best. Whether or not that is in my own mind or in someone else's mind, but I will not stop working hard is basically the point I'm getting to until I achieve my goals. If you're looking for numbers, obviously Dreamwave has IWOW Meet. Dreamwave has more financial backing. I don't know what their money situation is, but they clearly have more money than IWA Unlimited because they are able to bring in, I don't want to say that IWA Unlimited hasn't brought in top flight talent. We have.
Yeah.
But Dreamwave has brought in WWE legends and things of that nature. They have Chavo Guerrero coming in here soon. I am willing to imagine that Chavo Guerrero isn't coming in for $125 and a top dog.
Yeah.
So, you know, they clearly have billboards on the interstate and things of that nature. And that is good. That is good business for them. They have more funds to, you know, do things. They have a bigger crowd as far as numbers, and their crowd is, I'm not going to lie, it is a phenomenal crowd. When you, a lot of promotions, they have the Kool-Aid. IWA Mid-South is probably the most guilty of, wrestlers drank the IWA Mid-South Kool-Aid. Dreamwave, I feel, has the Kool-Aid in the aspect of when you wrestle in front of that crowd, because it's, you know, anywhere between 400 to 650 people or what have you, you know, packed into that Knights of Columbus Hall, packed into it, and they're loud, and they enjoy what they're saying. And as a wrestler, how can you not want to be in front of that crowd? IWA Unlimited, you cannot draw 600 people. As a matter of fact, I do not think that 600 people could fit in this building.
About 200.
200.
200 to 300.
When they had ICP here, there was 350 or something like that. Wow. It was packed and it smelled awful. But anyway.
The wrestlers or the fans?
All of them. All of the above. But the IWA Unlimited crowd, you've been here, I've wrestled here for 2 years now, and they are always hot. They are always responsive to what well, not all the stuff. There have been some, you know, things that have been in the ring, that's every promotion, where there's just no response. But, you know,
do you think IWA Limited fans take things more seriously than the Dreamwave? Because I have seen a few incidents
there have been some incidents where the fans have attacked our wrestlers here at IWA Unlimited, which I feel is a great testament to our wrestlers. But, I mean, it depends. The fans here at IWA Unlimited are a completely different type of fan than at Dreamwave, I think. But that is, I guess that's arguable. You know, I don't know. Also, I've only wrestled for Dreamwave twice. I've attended a handful of their shows. And I was never given an opportunity to become a character at Dreamwave, put it that way, to where it's like, oh, you connect with the crowd and you become someone who, like, having been there and seen, like, for instance, Acid.
Yeah.
He's super over with that crowd. He is one of their top guys, or Broodhanger. Zero Gravity, I wrestled Zero Gravity. You know, that would be a perfect example. When Buffet was up there with wrestled Zero Gravity, the crowd was just on fire for them, but they have been there forever. And, you know, so much like IWA Unlimited, if you come here and you're a new guy, if you're a babyface, you come out and you high five, they'll, oh yay. But if you become a character and they know you and they become attached to you and they fall in love with you or fall in hate with you, you will get more of a reaction. If you're at IWA Unlimited, I elicit more of a response and more of a, you know, a bond with the fans, so to speak, because I've been here for 2 years. At Dreamwave, I was afforded 2 opportunities, so I don't feel that I ever got the full experience of the Dreamwave crowd. That being said, their crowds are phenomenal. I wish that the numbers of their crowds were everywhere, or more for that matter.
Yeah.
I wish all independent promotions could have 1,000 people. The very first match I ever had in my career was in front of several thousand people in downtown Olympic Centennial Park in Atlanta, Georgia. That is the biggest crowd I've wrestled in front of. That was almost 5 years ago. Never wrestled in front of that many people again. Well, if you were to suggest the tag teams, who would they be? Because there's usually, what, 5 nominees?
Zero Gravity, the Hooligans, and then the other 2 spots are wide open.
And that's including us, so I don't know who the other 2 teams would be. Unfortunately, tag team. That's another one of my goals, by the way, is bring more attention to tag team wrestling. I feel that
I guess Generation Kill would take up one of the spots, and then there's 1 spot left. I tend to lean toward Dead Sexy getting the last one, or Attitude Incorporated, or there could be another one that I just didn't think of.
I feel that tag team wrestling is not a lost art, but it is a forgotten art. And a lot of places don't like to bring in tag teams, possibly because they have to pay 2 people, which is stupid, okay? But I feel that tag teams can provide something that singles wrestlers can't. And I feel that there should be more tag teams. And a lot of people are not willing to share the spotlight and don't want to be a tag team because they want the spotlight. They want to be the guy. And it took even me a minute to completely commit to being the Kentucky Buffet, not Matt Cage and Alex Castle. Kentucky Buffet. It took me a minute because I'm primarily a singles guy. You know,
You still are,
I
pretty much. I mean, you never really hung up singles wrestling when you started teaming with Alan Castle.
That's true, but I feel that as a team, just now to go back, I've said that as one of my goals, to bring more attention to tag teams. Now to go back to say why I feel that the Buffet would be tag team here for the nosebleed seats. Zero Gravity. They are a phenomenal team. I enjoyed wrestling Zero Gravity. I would like to wrestle Zero Gravity more. I understand that they don't work a lot of places. I know why. You know, I mean, financially, you want to get paid for your services. I understand why. But, you know, I wish that we could wrestle more. I honestly feel that Buffet and Zero Gravity can tear the house down in any place, any promotion, and, you know,
Justin McIntyre, I'm looking at you.
But Zero Gravity, phenomenal team. They held, I know, holding titles. It's a big deal in regards to who will be the, you know, a winner of the award. They held those Dreamwave tag team titles for the better part of the last decade, it seemed.
And All-American Pro Wrestling. All-American Wrestling up in Chicago.
Berlin, that should count. That's not your coverage area, correct?
Well, it's a title, and it's a major title in a major city. And involved in the WI 500.
But you hate referencing or
I know.
college stuff. So
Yeah,
that's
I know.
not- I am referencing in Central Illinois because if that was the case.
Well, the whole body of work over the entire year.
Regardless, I feel that activity also has a lot to do with things. And there is no one that is a team that has teamed more than the Kentucky Buffet. Whether it be the Hooligans, whether it be Zero Gravity, Dead Sexy, Attitude Inc., Crew, Dixie and, Madman and Benz, Dixie and Randy Ray, Bobby Houston and Waylon Ben, having all good teams. Not teamed as much as the Buffet. Now, with the whole me wanting to bring more attention back to tag team wrestling in the area, or just for that matter in general, I want to wrestle all teams. If you are a good team and you care about tag team wrestling, I want to wrestle. And if we win Tag Team of the Year award, fantastic. That just drives me more in this area.
You won more Tag Team of the Year for Missouri Wrestling Revival.
Did. And here at IWA Unlimited, for that matter. Voted actually by a landslide, which was shocking, considering here at IWA Unlimited we haven't teamed since August. But I just, you know, if we were to not win last year, Zero Gravity won, what have you, you know what I mean? If they were to win, honestly, I feel that it comes down between Buffet and Zero Gravity. I feel that as far as success, activity, and impact in the area, it's either Buffet or Zero Gravity. And we've had 2 matches with Zero Gravity, 3 technically, I guess, but 2 matches with them as a team. And I want to wrestle them again. I don't know if they want to wrestle us. I have no clue, actually, but you know, but I feel that with an award like that, or have you in the area, I feel that we should bring more attention to tag team wrestling in the area. So, well, even if I'm on the ballot, I don't imagine that I would win again. But
You never know.
I don't imagine it at all. Not at all. But if I had to guess for the microphone, the only person that comes to my mind and the person that I think should win it probably will is Christian Rose. If he doesn't win it, I will be flabbergasted and befuddled to the utmost degree, for the simple fact that not only he's always been a good promo guy, but only in recent times with his promos that he's done for Dreamwave, there's only been 3 or 4, and everyone is completely like their minds are blown by it, and it's one of those things where it's like, I've seen this. Like, I've seen him cut better promos for that matter. You know what I mean? Here in the ring or whatever for the live crowd, but you know, people haven't seen that, and now that they are, it's like, oh man, Christian Rose. So I think he will win Gold Microphone. Most hated? I honestly don't know. Stuttering over my words there.
Gotta be somebody that the crowd really hates at IWAU.
Scott Parker has really come in his own at IWA Unlimited. He won the most hated award for IWAU for 2011, and I feel that he has really come in his own as a bad guy. It's funny because he is one of the nicest people behind the scenes, but he has really come to his own as a bad guy. And but as far as all over the place, just in the whole area of Central Illinois, I'm not sure who I would imagine to win. I've been to all of the main promotions. Christian Rose is pretty hated. I have been pretty hated in some areas. Over the last year, actually, spent a lot of time working as a good guy, which has been really, like, a lot of people are off-put by it. But Christian Rose, Scott Parker, here at IW Unlimited and elsewhere, I don't know. That one is a toss-up. I think anyone can probably take that one. This is not counting myself here.
You're the third in the series.
I'll be honest, when you told me that you were having me on your list, I'm like, well, I haven't been here since the inception of the area, and I took that as it's one of those compliments where it's like, I guess you don't realize how much you've done for an area or what have you. I took that as a pretty good little compliment, but I guess it's hard to not say J-Mac is one of them. I mean, New Midwest has been around for, what, 11 years? 12?
Yeah, 12.
And have that... At any point in that 12 years, has there been like a considerable hiatus where like the promotion shut down?
Just in 2000, when they were in between venues.
Okay, so that's so long ago, so it doesn't matter at this point. I think it's hard. I know he wasn't running it, like, to my knowledge, he wasn't the original founder.
That's when he started.
So from 06 to now, that's 6 years, and he's done a hell of a job. Springfield, he's got that town on lock.
You'd think.
Well, I don't count that. Oops.
I'll leave it.
But backyard quads running that riffraff to get that nonsense out of here.
Yeah.
But J-Mac, he would definitely be one of them. I guess if you count Greenway, you count Greenway as part of your area, I will say that J-Reb would probably be one of them. He has taken a dead territory and made it into a great territory, and has made Dreamwave one of the 2 promotions in Central Illinois area, even though it's not in Central Illinois.
Well, neither is IWU. It's technically Southern Illinois too,
but you should change it from Central Illinois wrestling to just Illinois wrestling, honestly.
Then I gotta mess with Chicago and St. Louis.
Anyway, he has taken a territory that no one really gave a damn about. I worked a show in LaSalle several years back that drew a whopping 50 people, and it was not good, and he took that town and he made it good again. Now, I knew that, like, back in the day, LaSalle was like bomb, but he took a dead territory and made it a lively territory, and pretty much every wrestler and their mother wants to go to Dreamwave now. And the only other promotion that people have that's in Central Illinois is IWA Unlimited. So I guess to round that up, probably be the Intimidator, who you've interviewed. As far as wrestlers and such, I just named nothing but promoters. But as far as wrestlers, I actually said 3. So we'll just go ahead and keep it with that. J-Mac, J-Reb, and J-Todd. It's a bunch of J's there.
All right, Matt Cage. Well, thank you for doing this interview in the
the cold
Knights of Columbus Hall. As it was 35 when we entered this building this morning, and that's now warmed up pretty much. Now I can take this hat off finally.
I have one last thing to say before you close and you get me off of your show, so I can go get ready for this ladder match. If you're watching this, if you're a fan of wrestling, or if you're a wrestler in wrestling, support your local independent wrestling promotion. If you're a wrestler, you can support your independent promotion by being the best you can be. Always look to self-improve. I cannot stress this enough. If you are a wrestler, if you are a part of the show, look to be the best at whatever it is that you're doing. If you're a referee, look presentable. If you're a wrestler, look presentable. If you're a ballet, look presentable. Have good training. Support your local independent promotion. And fans, go out there and buy a ticket. Buy concession. Buy merchandise. Support your local independent wrestler as well. And always get out there and support those who are busted to give you a good show.
Matt Cage, one of the 10 most influential people in Central Illinois wrestling. I'm the Matt Crime Fire. We'll see you next time.